The more infectious Delta variant of COVID-19 is now in the Philippines. But health experts insist there's still no community transmission of this variant in the country. The local government of Cebu City defends the province's swab test upon arrival policy. But the National Task Force Against COVID-19 warns this may expose more people to the virus. After the launch of Quezon City's Bakuna Nights, other LGUs in Metro Manila have also extended their vaccination drives beyond office hours. The country's testing capacity is slowly going back to normal following a shortage of testing kits this past few days. And Laban Pilipinas Puso, Gilas Pilipinas beats Indonesia in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your day. I'm Riza Diaz. 350 Indonesian health workers tested positive for COVID-19 despite being fully vaccinated with Sinovac. But health authorities believe this is due to the rise of Delta variant, which has now also made its way to the Philippines. Greg Gregorio with the story.
The health department and the vaccine expert panel have downplayed reports that at least 350 medical workers in Indonesia contracted COVID-19 even after getting vaccinated with Sinovac's jab. Health officials say that it's normal for vaccinated people to still get the virus because of what they call a breakthrough infection.
Dito makompute mo to kung gaano ka-effective ang bakuna. At alam naman natin na hindi naman 100% effective lahat ng bakuna, whether it's Sinovac or other vaccines, no?
Health officials in Indonesia noted that most of the infections were asymptomatic, while dozens were hospitalized for fever and decreasing oxygen levels. Despite this, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere believes that China's CoronaVac is still highly effective against COVID-19.
300 out of the 5,000 would be around 2 to 3%. And that leaves you with still 97% effectiveness of this vaccine.
Indonesia is currently facing another surge in cases, which the government believes is driven by the Delta variant, believed to be more transmissible than the original strain of the virus. In the Philippines, 13 cases of the Delta variant have been reported so far. One of these patients has died, while 12 others have already recovered.
One of the reasons why the Delta variant may be a big concern as well in the country, the fact that we do not have one single vaccine that we are using. Kasi dito, ang dami natin varieties. May activated tayo, meron tayong adenovirus, meron tayong mRNA. So lahat sila iba-iba yung kanilang efficacy.
The Octa research also says that the prevalence of COVID variants should not discourage the public from trusting the vaccines approved by the government.
Any protection is better than no protection, and so we have to simply move forward.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The NTF advisor, or rather an NTF advisor, says there is still no proof of community transmission of the Delta variant in the Philippines. Dr. Ted Herbosa told One News now that only 13 cases of the Delta variant first detected in India have been identified among returning Filipinos. But Herbosa clarifies that they have been quarantined and were released after testing negative for the virus.
Majority of them, 10 of them were seamen working in the ships. So they were what we call all imported cases. As of today, there is no proof of community transmission of the Delta variant.
The acting mayor of Cebu City defends the province's protocol of swabbing international passengers upon arrival at the Mactan Cebu International Airport. This as the IATF reminds local government to implement its quarantine protocols for arriving international passengers. Speaking to 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Acting Mayor Mike Rama said swab testing passengers upon arrival is more cost efficient. Still, Rama did not object to IATF's protocol of swab testing on the 7th day of quarantine. He said this will ensure passengers that they are free from the virus.
We can't really afford, kaya nakikita ko rin yung sinasabi ng governor na pagdating, we have to go through the RT-PCR. Tapos the 7th, na mayroon din yung sinasabi, kaya po nga requirement, pag wala, all together, wala na problema.
National Task Force Special Advisor Dr. Ted Herbosa warned the risk of false negative test result among passengers swabbed upon arrival. He said this might expose household members to the virus and cause community transmission.
If negative, they would do home quarantine, which was the dangerous part, because if they turned out positive after 7 days, they would have already exposed their family and the community.
Quezon City offers a different kind of nightlife for essential workers who are too busy to get vaccinated. The program, called Bakuna Nights, proved to be so popular that it already ran out of slots. Mobile journalist Pam Vasquez gives us a front seat to the story.
So it's currently 8:25 in the evening here in Quezon City Hall. So as you can see, there are still people under the A4 category lining up to get vaccinated. So this is the Bakuna Nights program of the QCLG, which is designed to cater those who can take time off their work during the day.
It started Wednesday night this week, running from 6 to 10 p.m. and will end tomorrow, as the slots of around 2,000 a day have already been filled up. This is due to the influx of those in the A4 category, or those who need to work outside their residences, as well as government workers. The demand is so strong that the city's booking app Easy Consult crashed last week when the vaccination was opened up to A4. Quezon City is now also asking for more vaccines from the DOH.
They have been coordinated with different companies na merong mga A4 employees, no? After Saturday, we have to pause muna for a while because wala na kaming first dose vaccines that can be used para sa mga A4.
Many of the ones who took advantage of Bakuna Nights are public service workers who couldn't afford to skip work.
Naka-duty po ako ngayon dito, kaya magpapabakuna na ako kasi habang marami pa, hanggat wala pa akong nararamdaman sakit, ay magpabakuna na.
Mahirap po talaga. Kasi po minsan pagdating ko sa umaga, mahirap na po magtrabaho, mag-commute. Lalo na po kanina pagpunta ko dito galing sa aking mga ginagawa.
The Bakuna Nights program is still ongoing, but if you compare it during operation during the day, this is more relaxed. As you can see, you can hear their playing sounds in the background, so it's much more relaxed compared during the day.
One big benefit to coming at night is it's not as crowded as during the day, so vaccinees can finish the whole process in roughly 30 minutes. The Bakuna Nights program is also open to those in A2 and A3 categories.
Maraming tao sa umaga, saka mahirap pumili.
A similar night vaccination program was also launched at Pasolo Elementary School in Valenzuela City, which will also operate from 6 to 10 in the evening to accommodate economic frontliners in the city. Quezon City says it may roll out Bakuna Nights to other areas. I'm Pamela Vasquez, and we are One News.
Mandaluyong City is also working round the clock with their vaccination drive. Its local government started vaccinating residents under A2, A3, and A5 priority group from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m. at the City Hall yesterday. Majority of them received their first shot. Mandaluyong LGU encouraged their residents to register in their Mandavax portal online. Non-Mandaluyong residents who are working in the city are also allowed to register. The Philippine Genome Center assures the public that its testing capacity will be back to normal next week. Speaking to the Chiefs, PGC Executive Director Dr. Cynthia Saloma said they can continue testing 750 samples weekly as the kits they ordered will arrive soon. She said the kits are good for a year. PGC previously experienced a test kit shortage affecting its capability to detect various COVID-19 variants in the country.
So
Of course, many people have been concerned that we have not been sequencing a lot of samples lately, correct? But I'm happy to note and to announce to everyone that starting next week, we will be doing 750 every week. Kasi finally, darating na yung ating in-order na mga samples, mga kits for sequencing. So,
Saloma also asked the government to increase their funding on their study of COVID-19 vaccines' efficacy against the variants. She said they need around 7 million pesos for the creation of pseudovirus alone. With many vaccine brand options in the country, Saloma said they have a unique opportunity to test their efficacy on Filipinos.
So our study can actually give an answer to those questions. Kasi maganda sa Pilipinas, maraming vaccines tayo. So maraming klase tayong vaccines na vaccinated individuals ang papag-aralan natin.
Gilas Pilipinas remains unbeaten after picking up its 5th straight win in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, this time winning against Indonesia. Lynn Olivario with the full story.
Gilas Pilipinas kept their perfect record at 5-0. After their blowout win against Indonesia in the recent match at the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. But the first 20 minutes were far from convincing. The young squad, which is still fresh from their win against South Korea, did not settle down and played at a frantic pace coupled with rushed shots.
We really lacked self-discipline, and we lacked the discipline of the culture that we're working very hard to establish. And without that, I think we're pretty ordinary. And we don't want to be ordinary. We want to be elite.
Gilas pulled their bearings back during the third quarter, going on a 13-0 blast to lead by 17, 48-31. It was cruise control from then on, with RJ Abarientos pushing the lead to as much as 25 before closing the game at 76-51.
We get a bit lost on our principle, which is play as a team, play together. After the second half, we just recognized how important it was for us to get on track. So we had like a long talk, especially between among us, and we actually have an acknowledge of the fact that he has to be there, playing for one another. And at the second half, it was a wake-up call for us. We have to look for one another and then have the pace of the game, because the game, it doesn't have to.
Justin Baltazar led Gilas' offense with 11 points and 9 rebounds.
Nung last game kasi parang hindi ako makashoot sa 3 points nung kalaban Korea. So sabi ng coaches ko na bumawi ako, na thank you rin sa mga teammates ko dahil kung di nila ako pinasahan ng ganun, di ako makashoot ng ganun.
Meanwhile, a banged-up Dwight Ramos continued to do it all for the Philippines with a double-double, 10 markers and 12 boards, 3 steals, and a team-high plus 18 efficiency. Gilas had a setback during the fourth quarter after Carl Tamayo went down with a suspected grade 1 ankle sprain after accidentally stepping on Arky Wisnu's foot. And this was right after he nailed back-to-back triples in the final canto.
It's not overly serious, but he's in pain. So it may be upgraded in turn once it's examined further, but I think that certainly he won't be active at all tomorrow, and whether he will be right for Sunday, I would say it's not probable.
Coach Tab Baldwin says he will make sure that the squad will not lack motivation after Korean coach Cho Sang-yoon called SJ Balanghel's game winner a lucky shot, which did not sit well with the Gilas coach.
I think that's pretty rich of any coach to walk off of a game in which you lose the game and to claim that it was good luck on the part of your opponent. So we will make sure that that is highlighted, and I'm sure that will give our players a little bit of extra incentive. And I don't expect that we will be going out there to make friends on Sunday.
For News 5, Lynn Olivario, We Are One News.
And that is how today is shaping up to be. Join us later again at 10 in the morning as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.